The following production is rated S for satire. We are not professionals, nor are we clinically depressed. We do, however, suffer from long bouts of indecision and stagnation. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning and welcome to the Take That Depression podcast, The Drawful Arc. I'm Spencer, and this is Kyler.
Hello.
Kyler, how was your week?
Really good. We're doing another double record day, so the same thing I said last week. But
Nothing's changed?
Nothing's changed. Now I have a piece of artwork to my name that I didn't have before. So that's pretty cool. Not crazy about it yet, but
mixed bag of emotions.
Yeah, I'm hoping that with a little bit more time over the next couple of days, it can turn out really excited with some of the colors I picked. I'm a big light purple guy, and I got some light purple in there. So
I think purple's very underrated.
Yeah, especially for I don't know what it is. Call me crazy, but a light lavender is just such a calming color to me. I want to paint my house in it, but my wife says no every time I try. So
we'll get there.
I'll keep asking her. I'll wear her down eventually to let me paint one room, maybe the front door if I'm lucky.
It's just a little square in the corner. That's
just my pillowcase. That's what I get is light lavender. Thank you for letting me do this one thing in this house. How about you, Spencer? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I feel after we did our first episode, we're doubling down right away with our next episode, and I think it's safe to say we've made it.
Yeah. No changes, except for all the changes that we're going to make in this episode.
We don't count those. Are you getting pretty excited to see what our next word is?
Yes. First off, that'll be our first change. I just randomly generated a word last time. This time we're going to randomly generate 5 words and take our pick. Just in case, because we had done this a couple of years ago. I think your date was in 2023 on your piece of art there. But there were times when we got words that were not, just like we couldn't, even if we wanted to draw them, we couldn't have.
I think there's one time where we just locked eyes and we're like, change the word.
So we're going to do 5 just to mitigate that from happening. And we're going to go over them with you on the podcast right now. But I'm going to hit randomize on my phone. I'm going to read out the 5 words, and we are probably going to do a countdown and see what we think we should do. Oof. So our 5 words are artificial, aunt, collect, tool, and aid. I think I know what word I want.
I know what word I would like to have. To be able to do.
Yeah.
But at my current skill level, I think I have what word I want.
So the one that I want to be able to, the one that we're not going to be doing. On 3, okay?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Aid.
Artificial. Aid. What?
I was in my head. I was like, someone helping something, someone carrying. Like,
that's very cool.
A scene, and that's my problem. Is like I think of these things that I will never like. Yeah. You can picture something in your head, but then you're like, oh shoot, I have to apply this to a piece of paper.
Yeah, like like an angelic form reaching down to help someone who's fallen off their horse.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
super cool. I definitely artificial for sure. You get like
it's
robots and deers, and there's a lot of fun stuff you can do there. Way out of my league. All right, now for our actual word that we will do. Hopefully we agree on this
3. It's gonna be crazy the day we both agree because we are so far. We're 0 for 2.
0 for 2. All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Tool.
Hey! All right, so I don't know what I want. Do you do the like Soviet sickle and hammer, or what are we doing here? Those are tools.
That's very fair. When as soon as I seen that word, it's like hammer. It's a hammer. Yeah. We're doing a hammer.
You do like Reinhardt's hammer?
I think I'm gonna. That's also the other side of that coin is what isn't a tool.
Yeah, that's very fair.
I think tool, it's like wrench, it's hammer. But what is a tool is anything.
Yeah, we talked about last episode AI being a tool.
Yeah.
So if you want to, you can go ahead and draw a conceptualized AI here.
So it's so hard to not take things in the literal.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just not, or maybe it's fear. Maybe it's like the easiest way to do this is do it in the literal sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. think I would like to go fun with it. I think I'm gonna try and I'm gonna put my mouth on my foot at the end of this. I think I'm gonna look up a picture of Reinhardt's hammer and go for that. I've big overstep of my abilities here, but I'm gonna try it.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I love a Reinhardt.
I'm gonna stick with what I know, not regular tools.
All right.
Do a wrench.
All right. I am very nervous for what I'm about to see when I look up Reinhardt's hammer. But I think, ooh, interesting. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we got something here.
I thought you were gonna say maybe I'm not gonna draw that.
It doesn't look too. The famous last words. It doesn't look too terribly complicated. Yeah, I got one right here. Easy enough. No, I am not gonna do this justice, but we're gonna do our best.
I'm excited. I
Yeah.
think we.
You grabbing a reference image really quick?
Yep.
All right. I also our starting topic for this week. We'll see if we need another one. I would like to talk about whether you believe in fate, or if you believe that everybody's got free will. Yeah,
in a young girl's heart. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I mean, you have to at this point. It's 2025. If there's not magic, what do we have left? You know.
I believe it.
Yeah. But
is it?
What?
Is it a cop out to believe in both? I think I do believe your actions have consequences.
Yep.
And I do believe that you choose to do the things you do.
Yep.
But I've also had such weird situations to not think that it couldn't have been fate.
Yeah. I know what you're saying, and I am the epitome of this cop out because I don't think I believe in either. I think that this discussion, the fate versus free will discussion, is that life from birth, you have access to anything. As soon as you are born, it is a concept that you're free willed. But every single choice that you make that's made for you, everything like that, closes off certain doors and areas for you to go down. So my perception of fate versus free will is kind of like a flow chart where it's just a whole bunch of if then statements, and as you make choices, you take that first drink of alcohol in high school that closes off your doctor leg of your, and not to say that if you drink in high school you can't be a doctor,
right,
but like
right.
For me, in my flow chart, in my theoretical flow chart in my brain mind, I take that first drink of alcohol in high school and that closes off my doctor leg. I am nice to the one weird kid on the bus that one time, and that closes off my serial killer leg of my flow chart. Things like that. That's what I believe. So I don't think it's a cop out for you to believe in both.
I think it's funny that we kind of the same like thing but different. Like
yeah, same.
Same but different.
Yeah,
I like that. That's a really good perspective.
It's again, like you said, I do think it's a smidge of a cop out, but
for me, it's just crazy of all the timelines, of all the universes, of all the things. I don't have a specific example, but I just know there's been times where it's like, we're here, we're now. Like, out of anything that possibly could have happened, this happened.
Yeah.
All the things that had to take place, all the choices you had to make to get where you are at.
Yep. Yeah, for me to um my wife now and I have talked about that a lot. All the micro decisions, macro decisions, all the things because she and I had dated in middle school and then we broke up. We each had wholly separate lives for over a decade. Um, and then I got a divorce. She got out of a long term relationship within like a month or two of each other. Um, and then we reconnected and hit it off. And like, if that's not fate, I don't know what is. But that's also then all the decisions I made closed off certain of my legs, and all the decisions that I made kept me on the path to this thing. So why two things can't be true, I don't know. But that's yeah, it's two have dated in middle school and then come back and now we're married with two kids is a pretty crazy
Yeah.
like what was going on then that couldn't work, but now it works just fine, blah blah blah, and it's like fate is what it is, and that's what it'll always be. Oof.
It's a cool story. The first time you told me that, I really liked it. It's super cute.
Yeah. Um, I think that she likes to tell it. Um, and I do too. It's a cute thing. It's just like one of those things that you don't hear very often. But I yeah, I think that there's so many things in life that it's just at some level fate is undeniable because things just happen to you. So I get where that's coming from too.
No idea I'm struggling.
Yeah, and you picked an easier one. I definitely overcommitted, and it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. All right, Spencer. Another question for you. Do you believe in ghosts?
I would like to. I'm choosing to believe that they are, but I have to admit that I have never experienced anything. I've heard countless stories from family who have experienced some very strange and spooky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally have not. I watch enough horror movies that I'm like, well, do I really want to? But I kind of do. I just want a little creepy.
Yeah.
Not, I don't want to have to move out of my house because I summoned ghosts.
Yeah.
But I would like to also go somewhere to be like, did you just see that face? Yeah, let's get out of here.
They're definitely not a sponsor. Highly recommend it though. There's a podcast that I listen to quite often, the Scared to Death podcast,
Ooh.
put on by comedian is pretty big Dan Cummins and his wife. Again, not a sponsor, just a shout out. They do really good work over there. The Scared to Death podcast. They talk about so many instances of like paranormal whatever. Um, and he goes into the podcast as a whole very skeptical, and I'd say I'm in the same kind of boat as him. Um, I've not experienced anything, but I feel like there is so much in the world.
That can't be explained.
Yeah, and there's so much in the world that like people have made up and blah blah blah. But like, if any one story is true, then that means that like paranormal stuff exists. And I feel like there's too many stories that exist that
For it
all of them to be false. It just feels a bit unfathomable that we're making up that many things. We are humans, so I could see it, but it just feels super hard to believe that we're making up that many things and that many like stories that are told the same or are about the same thing from different people who didn't talk to each other, stuff like that. It's so hard to deny. But I also have had no experience, personal experience, so I can't say for sure whether or not I believe in them.
I kind of about feel the same about aliens. Um, Kind of different, not quite the same, but it's in my mind. Never experienced anyone. Don't know anyone who's experienced aliens. That's a whole can of worms.
Mm-hmm.
But with how big the universe is, and not leaving our own galaxy, stuff like that, like how can you be so convinced that it's not real? How can you, without knowing even like barely even a fraction of the universe, how can you be so sure that there's not life out there?
Yeah. That's again, there's so many instances, so much. There's no way it can all be false. And the statistical with how many planets are out there in the universe, there's got to be other intelligent life out there. But there's my wife and I have we call them our kitchen ghost or our living room ghost or our bathroom ghost wherever we have like a light flickering in the house, because the bulb is just old and needs to be changed. But that's just a funny thing that we go by. And he's back in the kitchen now. And those are all like recently within like the last 2 years, I think, have been replaced with the LED bulbs. And those aren't supposed to go bad for like 100,000 years or something like that. I think it says on the packaging. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
I'm quoting.
Quoted. But he's back in the kitchen with our LED bulbs. That shouldn't be bad yet. So that might be. I don't think so.
I don't know what I would do if I ever experience something where that has to be. I've heard scary stories, and I'm thankful. Like, I'm almost thankful that I never had to experience that.
Yeah.
Because, again, I don't want to have to pack up my house and move because it says, like, oh, ghosts in the house. All right, bye.
Got ghosts in my teeth. There's on the podcast, too, that, like, all these haunting stories that, like, if even, like, any bit of it is true, you see the movies, The Conjuring, stuff like that.
Yep.
But, like, things getting thrown about the house or things being misplaced. Like, how many times have I been like, where are my keys? And they're just not where I put them. But it wasn't me who didn't put them there. It was my ghost. It's just hard.
I remember living at my parents', and I'm not convinced it was anything, but I do remember there were times I would, like, wake up in the middle of the night and my bed's like shaking for like 20 seconds, 10 seconds, and I'd like sit there and stare and I'd be like, what was that? And then I would just go back to bed and be like, oh, it's probably nothing.
I don't know if that's how you are. My wife is so crazy. She says, like, if she wakes up to a sound in the middle of the night or whatever that's like scary, she just goes to sleep about it.
Nope, we're not going to investigate that.
Yeah, which is wild to me because I'm like, grab the baseball bat from the bedside and kind of make sure that we're all kosher still. Check on the kids now, all that stuff. But yeah, she's just like, oh, scary noise? Nope. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna let this whatever it is hurt me if it's out here for bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like I vibe with that. I'm very much like if there's like a window breaking downstairs, all right, we'll go investigate. But a scary little spooky noise, a child's laughter, or anything like that, it's like,
that's fair.
We'll just turn the volume up on the TV. We'll put the blanket over, and we'll just we'll not talk about this.
That's also a thing. I just like the people in movies that put like blankets over their head as some form of protection is so crazy to me. Like, you just don't want to see it coming.
Yeah.
Like, that's not any like actual form of protection. So all it does is it makes it so you have less information.
I don't know if it was a TikTok or Facebook reel, I wouldn't even be able to tell you the content creator that did it, but they did a skit like that where it's like, you remember when you're younger, like keeping all the lights on and then shutting them off each as you like go. Yeah. And then it shows like when you shut the lights off, so he flips the switch and all of a sudden they're being chased through the house and then they like run into the bedroom and jump under the blanket in the bed and the demon's like, oh, dang it. And he's like, I almost got you.
Yeah, once you're under the covers, you're safe, I guess.
I'll die on that hill.
The open stairs as a kid, like coming up from the basement. I don't know if you had like the open front stairs, so like someone could like if they were under the stairs, like grab your foot. That was a constant fear for me, dude.
It's been a while. I was a scaredy cat. I still kind of am. Um, but I was like well into my like adult, like 18, 19. I was scared of anything, like didn't really spooky stairs,
Yeah.
being alone in the dark, stuff like that. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if adulthood just took its toll on me. But I remember specifically there was one point where I just like stopped being scared. I'm like, well, something's out there. Oh well. If that's how I go, that's how I go. Now
If he
I'm like,
dies, he dies.
yeah, now I'll like rummage around in the dark all the time. Be like, figure it out.
That's so wild.
But every once in a while, I'll watch a spooky movie that'll get me, and then I'll think about that, and I'll be like, maybe I'll just flip this light on just for someone else's protection, not my own.
I know we've talked about it before, but yeah, like checking the boy at night, after or mid spooky movie. It's just pitch black up there, and I get to his room where he's just got the smallest nightlight, and I just have to be chill about it. But I do that to myself, so I can't be too mad about that.
Kids are kind of spooky. I feel like they say they're very receptive to the paranormal.
Yeah.
And I always thought about like if I had kids and they said some spooky stuff like, "Yeah, there Mr. Smiley's in the closet," and be like, "Well, Mr. Smiley's gonna stay in there because I'm not opening that door. So you and Mr. Smiley have a great time. We'll see you in the morning, sport."
The boy just started. He's on a Nightmare Before Christmas kick. Which awesome.
'Tis the season.
Yeah, obviously 'tis the season. But at the start that This Is Halloween song, there's a like I'm the creature that's under your bed.
Yeah.
Teeth
like snakes and spiders in my hair.
Teeth ground sharp and eyes glowing red.
Oh, that one, yes.
That one. He now every time I put him to bed, he's like, check for the monster under my bed, and I'm like, we're not doing this, okay? Like, you watch the movie, you like the movie, you check under the bed. You
made your bed, you're gonna sleep in
it. He's getting to that fun age, so I cannot wait for him to start like staring into the baby monitor with a blank expression on his face and whispering "die" or whatever kids do for fun these days.
Is that what they do?
I think so. I wouldn't know. I haven't been a kid for years.
No,
it's been a fun experience to like go along with his movie journey because it was Monsters Inc. before this to prep him for Halloween, and that too, like Sully in the closet, and luckily he doesn't have a closet in his room because I'm sure he'd be a monster about that after watching all the Monsters Inc. And yeah, now it's Nightmare Before Christmas, and it's cool to see what he knows and enjoys because that doesn't really seem like a movie a 2.5-year-old would like, but here we are.
It's crazy to see, at least for me, some of the things that kids are not afraid of.
Yeah.
I have some friends and their daughters. I don't even remember how old she is now. I'm a bad friend. But she's like young, like 14, 13. I think even this was back when she was like 10, 11.
Wow.
But like it was like her favorite movie, things like that.
New one or the old one?
I was like, I believe the new one. And I was like, you're joking, right? She's like, no. She's like obsessed with that, like Jason, It, all that. And I was like, I had nightmares for like into my adult years for these kind of things. And this young kid is just like, that's funny, ha ha ha.
That's so wild.
So it's crazy for me to always like see that.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you raise them young, you show them, start introducing them stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely likes it. I'm hoping that his mom does not like scary movies, so I'm hoping to kind of get him started young and get him on that train, and hopefully he really enjoys those. So I have someone to watch scary movies with in the middle of the night when he's staying up late because he watched a scary movie during the day.
It's a cool. I like your how do I word it? Your approach. You know, Monsters Inc. Then you step it up a bit with Nightmare Before Christmas. Now you like eventually like maybe a little like PG-13 whatever, and then kind of like there's levels.
Yeah,
and it's cool to kind of see those.
Yeah, I'm just trying not to scare, and that's another thing with him is
traumatize him, because if you guys let me know, because I'm generally curious, anybody watching this, did you have a movie that just traumatized you as a kid?
Oh my gosh. Mine to this day, and mine is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Traumatized you?
Not the movie itself.
Okay.
Clawfoot Tubbs.
Which one was he?
The lock, shock, and barrel.
Yeah.
They like go around in the clawfoot
the
tub.
tub itself.
Yeah. I will not. I refuse to go in a clawfoot tub. I think it's gonna carry me away. It's irrational. It doesn't make sense. I get that. But that was mine. I cannot clawfoot tub.
I don't think I ever had the opportunity to see one, so I think I can associate that to like fantasy for me. Be like, I know it's not real, and then I go to like an Airbnb and it's there, and I'm like, oh, clawfoot tub's real.
The clawfoot tub can't hurt you. No, that was definitely mine.
I don't even remember it now. Was it Rose Red? Is that us?
Stephen King, the hotel thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
I watched that way sooner than I should have. I think the first time I heard it, like through a door, I think my parents were watching it, and I like couldn't sleep, so whatever. And I heard all of it, and that was traumatizing. And then like a few years later, I'm like, oh, this is that movie, let's watch it. And it was not good.
It was a big heckin' oopsie.
I'm pretty sure I can't quite remember the movie now, so I'm willing to bet I blocked some of that trauma out. I'm sure if I rewatch it, it'll all come back to me. But I do remember not being okay for a little bit after I watched that movie.
I don't know if he'd be okay with me telling it, but I'm gonna tell it anyways.
Let's hear it.
My brother's is James and the Giant Peach.
As a young kid, like that can like just the art style.
Yeah, it was a pretty wild movie. But specifically the Rhino Storm, he does not do well with storms. I don't know if he's gotten better now, but like as a kid, yeah, he would thunderstorm. He'd be in the basement. Like the sounds or the alarm doesn't have to be going off to like, be a tornado or whatever. He'd just be in the basement already. That Rhino Storm did him in. So yeah, I'm excited to see what the boys is, and then ultimately the girls. What bit that they're just like, I can't believe you showed me that as a child.
Yeah. I feel like that's your right as a parent. It's like
you get to do a little bit of traumatizing. Yeah, just a light traumatization. one movie's worth. That's it. You don't get to hit them or do anything like that, but you do get to spook them a little bit.
You just sitting there and be like, all right, today's the day. What are you just thinking on it? Like, what am I going to traumatize them? This is the movie. This is
Got him. Yeah, I forget about that so often. Just the clawfoot tub scene. That's such a visceral reaction anytime I see one in person. I just... Again, don't think about it until it's in my face.
If we're talking about that movie, I want to say The Clown with the Tearaway Face was my, like, I don't like that. When that popped up, I was like, jam into the song, and then I'm the clown with the tearaway face. And then I'm like, nope, not okay with that.
The boy just started singing that part yesterday when I was dropping him off at daycare.
Do you remember Tales from the Crypt?
Yes, the Crypt Keeper guy.
I remember my parents watching that, and when it's like do 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 do, and it goes down, and he like pops out of the coffin and that traumatized me for many years.
That's so funny. I remember watching that as a kid and absolutely loving it.
It's so funny to have those different experiences. Like, oh, that's fun. I like that. Nope. No. And then you're like, this is what I'm afraid of. And you're like, oh, that's so funny.
I'm sat here with a kindergartner's drawing of Reinhardt's hammer.
I love it.
I'm excited to see where this can go, but it's very abstract as of right now, and you guys will see it when this episode drops. It's a bit rough. It's a bit rough around the edges. We're getting there, though.
We're getting there.
I got a lot
that
I like.
I want to see that hammer now, and I want to see that hammer like a year from now.
Yes, yeah. I'll redraw Reinhardt's hammer after episode 50.
You can tell. I'll give a little credit to myself. Yeah. I'm a little hard on myself, so I'll give myself a little credit. You can tell that this is in fact a wrench. However, it is not a good drawn wrench. If you went home and asked your kids to draw you a wrench, this is probably what you would get.
Yeah.
I don't want to muddy down your kids' artistic style.
No, I don't think so. I think that this is pretty. You have your reference image and you have your actual drawn image. I think it's pretty good.
I'll have to post them both. You guys can decide.
Definitely save that screenshot. Post them on when this episode drops. But I think with that, we're gonna close out this episode. I got a lot of work to do over the coming week to get this hammer up and running. But follow us here on Spotify. Follow us on Facebook if you want to see our images. They're going to be over on Facebook the day this episode drops. Hopefully then a finished one at the end of the week. Follow us over on TikTok. All of it is TTD Podcast, The Drawful Arc, Part 2. Do play the algorithm game for us, with us. Like us, comment, whatever. Let us know what you love. Let us know what you hate. We'd love to hear it. We love any feedback right now. We're kind of in that era.
We'll respond. Yeah. You could tell us our art. You're right, man. Tell me what you hate about it so I can do a little better.
Exactly.
I'll only cry just a little.
Yeah. I stubbed my toe and I only cried for 30 minutes. But I think with that, we'll let you guys go. As we always love to say, stay safe out there.
And don't get mugged.
If you are struggling, please, please, please reach out to someone or dial 988 to get connected with someone at the National Suicide Hotline. You do not have to go it alone.